Hey ladies, welcome back to In Between Friends. I'm Rebecca. This is Erin.
What up?
And we're just going to get down to nitty-gritty of business.
Yeah.
Because we got a big topic for you, and we know like after 4 minutes you kind of tune out. So we got 4 minutes to bring it home. We are talking about sleep training. Now, do not confuse sleep training with scheduling. Because whether you decide to schedule or not, you are still going to have to sleep train. Unless you want to grow up and have a 14-year-old coming into your bed because he needs mommy to put him to sleep. So what on earth is sleep training?
Mm-hmm.
Bring it.
I mean, I think it's actually in the title itself, right? You're training something, in this case, a child, an infant, to sleep.
So wait, you're saying that I'm not being trained by my child to read its sleep patterns?
So interesting. No, you are not. And that's there's several things that I like to think of it like as inducing sleep. What are you going to help to induce sleep with your child? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't say, go to sleep! And that's, you know, and they're not just going to do it.
What are you talking about?
There's several things that will help a child fall asleep, and several things that at 7 months old, my kids still need to help them fall asleep.
P.S. when they're 9 and 7.
15 minutes prior to bedtime, we're reading books. We're really getting quiet. We're not doing a whole lot of crazy stuff.
Like shut down the TV.
So yeah, that stuff is really eradicated from the environment that they're in, specifically music and stuff in our house. It takes about 15 minutes to get 2 babies in my house into bed. So I start 15 minutes prior to a nap time with the one who's easier to go to sleep.
Okay.
And we do diaper change. We do a basic
divide and conquer.
Absolutely. We do a sleep sack.
Yep. Still 7 months into
7 months in.
Still a sleep sack.
Totally beneficial at night because I live in kind of a beach, not kind of, I live in a beach environment. So absolutely. So it gets cold at night, so it just helps with keeping a blanket on them, but it also just tells them this is bedtime, right? So that's the first way I'm telling them it's time for you to go to sleep, is that sleep sack. Second thing I do, and like I said, I think this is still more for me at this point, is the rocking and the singing. I get cuddle time with them, but it really, I mean, I spend at least 5 minutes individually rocking them and soothing them in different ways, whatever makes them happy, because they do have 2 different ways of just relaxing with me. And then they go into their beds, and then I turn on, it's called a sleep sheep. And it has...
It's like a sound machine.
Basically.
It's dressed up in a stuffed animal.
The only one we don't listen to is the whales, because that is creepy. Nobody wants to listen to as you fall asleep.
I have to tell you that I always think that like that's the most ridiculous thing. Why would you think that? Yes, because humpback whales would be in your natural environment and would help you sleep anyway.
Totally. We listen to waves. Waves or raindrops, and so I turn that on. Repeat the process with baby numero dos. But he just is notoriously bad. Specifically at night, he wakes up at 4:30 on the dot. 4:15 every now and then, but it really varies not. After about 7 nights of that, you begin to realize that this is his new normal. Yeah. This is when he has determined that his body clock wakes him up. And
the question is it my new normal?
I refuse to let that be my new
normal. I know, right? Yeah. Like the day begins at 4:30. Heck no.
We don't want to reinforce that.
No, so you've separated, hopefully, to get past that 4:30 wake up right now, so that it doesn't invade baby B's sleep, but it allows baby A to get through that. No matter if I cry at 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock, 5:15, I'm still in my bed till what time do you get up?
6 o'clock. It's ungodly, people.
Oh my gosh! Okay, I was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. When it's 8 o'clock, mommy says good morning.
But what time did you put your babies to bed?
That's a really good question. 8 p.m.
Yeah, I put my babies to bed at 6:30 though. I want my nights to myself, so they sleep, and I'm okay getting up in the morning.
I love it. But I think 12 hours, no matter how you cut it, that's what they need to be solid. And in fact, 12 hours plus 2 2-hour naps is what, you know, or 2 1.5-hour naps is what's going on. I know you hear a voice, and so I watched my nephew, who is 1 month behind Erin's twins. So you hear him on the ground. He's currently trying to gnaw on a toy, which is hysterical. But he is right now. He cried for the past hour because he was pissed that he was. And I checked on him, and he literally no tears. people that are not in pain. When they don't have tears, there's no pain. It's just I'm pissed.
And if you can immediately stop said crying upon entering a room, you weren't really crying.
No, because you're like, are you okay? And he does this. Hi! Where have you been all my life? And you're like, oh, sucker. I'm such a sucker.
About you.
Yes. So, and the other thing is, the sleep training is going to go throughout their lives. This is the time to teach them. It gets harder. The older they get, it gets harder to train them. Because then they start with, I had a bad dream, I need to drink water, I have to go to the bathroom, there's a monster under my bed. I mean, you name it. But if you take care of it before they can actually verbalize all their excuses, then it'll be actually easier for you. And again, this is for their own health. Especially when you start getting them in school age. Those kids who are performing lower tend to be the ones that aren't sleeping as much. So it's so important to their development. So hopefully this helps you. It's a lot of information. I'm going to tell you right now, the only key to parenting is consistency. So whatever you want, be super consistent about. Don't give up.
Yep.
It's the same with any change that you want in your life. If you talk about weight loss, if you talk about I want a better communication, I want to rock my job, whatever it is, it's being consistent.
Give an inch, you give a mile.
Yes, and you have to understand that your babies know what they're doing. So anyways, hopefully this helps. Like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would so be encouraged by you.
Bye.
It's selfish. But we want it. Leave us any comments if you have any questions about sleep training. We'd love to answer you. And like Erin just said, goodbye.